During the pandemic, I mean, when this virus first emerged, a lot of people were very scared. I think we were all a little bit scared when it first emerged. It was unknown. We had no idea just how much damage it might do. And people who were self-employed found their businesses couldn't operate, and we were told to stay at home, to do a series of things that were completely unnatural to us, not able to go and visit friends, relatives, attend funerals. I mean, all of these things, a very big emotional impact on everybody in some way. You know, children not being allowed to be children, and all of these things happened. I don't remember hearing anything from the Archbishop of Canterbury during all of this. I don't remember any leadership being there. If ever there was a moment, it seemed to me, ever there was a moment for the church to step up and to give us some hope, it was then. And I just felt it was missing completely.
Yeah. Well, I wrote 2 articles in the Daily Telegraph about this, the compulsory closure of churches. I mean, there is no evidence that with proper distancing and proper safety measures that anyone has ever been infected with COVID in a church. But okay, take all the right measures. I'm not against that at all. I pleaded in this article, it was Easter time, for people at least to be able to gather in the parks and the open spaces.
To worship.
Yeah, to worship. Easter Day.
Yeah.
And that was not allowed. I mean, people were allowed street choirs, and of course they were allowed to come out and bang saucepans and kettles and so forth for the National Health Service, but not even a simple act of worship outside. The church went even further than the state and prohibited its own clergy from entering their own churches, even to conduct service online. I mean, this should never happen again. It's an interference in a basic freedom, which is the freedom to worship. And I think the government has actually taken our protests seriously, because in subsequent lockdowns, places of worship have been advised how to behave, but they've not been shut down. And I think that is how it should remain.
Yeah, it was the first time since 1200.
Well, yes,
that the churches
yes,
have
I
been.
mean, it's, yes.
Unbelievable. Well, so you were, in a sense, for standing up for the things that you believed in, effectively becoming a rebel within your own church, weren't you?
Well, I'm not a rebel. I'm actually quite conservative. I mean, I just want the church to be what it is supposed to be, and not some kind of activist lobby.
But you've left it.
Well, yes, because I felt that, I mean, there were two areas, really. One, that the church cannot make a decision about its own life which sticks. When it makes a decision, people just go and do their own thing. Secondly, there's no one to tell people, I'm not saying that this should be promiscuous, that church leaders should always be telling people how to live their lives, but sometimes there come opportunities or necessities when you have to say to people, look, this is the way to go. And if the church can't do that, then you have to ask, well, what is it for?